So today I want to focus on what your inner child is calling to your attention, what your inner child has been wanting to receive or hear. Be brave and true, spiritual warrior. Oh my gosh, yes. Right, so it's like bringing to my attention to your childhood trauma. Your inner child wants you to acknowledge and to sit with all the trauma that you felt with, right? All the memories, the flashbacks that come to mind. They want you to sit with it instead of bury it or dismiss it. They want you to sit with that feeling, that memory, and sort of replay the memory in your head in the way that you wish that it would have happened. If that feels uncomfortable first, then maybe you need to first acknowledge and like mother and father yourself for the pain that you feel because of that moment, and acknowledge the pain first, and then go ahead and reframe that memory. This is like an EMDR. You think of that memory and you change the emotions associated with it so that there's not so much trauma attached to that memory and stored within your body anymore. And so it's time to heal. It's time to heal your childhood trauma. I feel like this is for people who have been bullied a lot, and people who have been made to feel less than by the people closest to them for a majority of their childhood. And so your inner child wants you to know that that was never yours to carry. It was never your burden and your pain or trauma to identify with and define yourself with. But of course, because you're a child and you're just trying to survive, that's naturally what you did. And it's time to let go of that identity that was never really yours to begin with, like feeling like you're weak and small and don't have much power, right? Like it's time to heal that part of yourself and come to the awakening that that's not the true you, and that all those parts that are ruled by other people's projections and their fear and anger and pain, and the pain and trauma, all the trauma that you feel, was just what you personified with. All the trauma that you carry what was once projected onto you. All right, so that's why it's important to sit with those emotions, those memories, and to reframe them in a more healing, self-loving, positive light. And it's like, imagine your future self stepping into that memory and, reassuring you and being there for you in the ways that you wish that other people were at that time. So your inner child actually really wants you to spend just 5 minutes even meditating. That can make a big difference. Just 5 minutes a day meditating in silence and using your imagination, right? Letting your imagination play and grow more, with the intention to heal, right? Not just for, of course you can do it for fun too, because your inner child wants to be involved more in the creative processes. But right now, a lot of healing needs to be done, and a lot of pain needs to be released, so we can make more room for this free and creative energy that's always within us, and youthful energy that's always within us. Right, and so once you sit more and more with that trauma, it's going to be easier to break through all of those fears, and your true authentic self you'll come to embody, and that's the goal. That's where our happiness and our abundance lies, through our authenticity. And your inner child wants you to know that it's safe to come out and to just be you now. It wasn't before, because you depended on people who are emotionally immature, but now you got you. You can depend on you now, and you don't need anybody else to tell you that it's okay to just be, to experiment, to experience all. That's beautiful. And to know that you're right, spiritual warrior here on the bottom here is that's a big part of the wound as well. Feeling like you are weak, feeling like, right, you forget that your power, because we're taught to give our power away. We're taught to, right, depend on logic, depend on the adults around us, right? We're looked on as children, we're looked at as so below, and even within our peers, right, there's this whole hierarchy as well, even as kids. So it's like you feel it from an early age already, all of this not enoughness, this so much projections of not enoughness, right? I remember my nephew, he felt this when he was as early as preschool, and the kids wouldn't let him play with them because he didn't have a touch screen watch or whatever it was, and then I remember we got it for him, and then he didn't want to wear certain things or hold his mama's hand and I was like, dang, they're still young, they're still at the age where you would think that it's acceptable, 5, 6 or whatever. And But you know, even then there's all this pressure to be cool, to be accepted, and to be a certain way in order to fit into another person's idea of that. And so it's time to break free of all of that and find your power in your authenticity. That's what your inner child is calling you to do. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be free, have fun with it, and just let it be as it is. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be anywhere near perfect. You're beautiful, it's true. Saw your face in a crowded place, and I don't know what to do. And that song just came to me for a reason. What is that reason, Source Spirit? You don't know that you're beautiful. You're very deep in the illusion of not feeling not good enough. You don't know that there are so many other people who they feel like they're not good enough for you, because they're more easily able to see. It's, you know, for everyone in general, right? It's a lot easier to see the good in other people than in yourself. So it's like they want you to see yourself in the way that other people sees you, see yourself in the way your inner child, in the way your higher self sees you, which is a spiritual warrior. You're divine love and light, just as you are, exactly as you are, always have been and will be. You know what I mean? Yes. All right, that was a beautiful last part of the message. Had to get in there so that you know that you are beautiful inside and out. All right. All right, love yourselves, guys, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.